Hi, I'm Ed Boley, and I'm the Lamborghini Sales Director here at Lamborghini Atlanta. And today I've got an awesome used car for us to show you. It's a 2009 Lamborghini Gallardo LP560-4 Coupe. Now that's a lot in a name, so Lamborghini is obviously the manufacturer. This is the Gallardo. It's been out since 2004. LP stands for longitudinal posterior, which means the car and the engine are parallel to each other, and the engine is in the back. But it is a mid-engine car with the engine in front of the rear axles. 4 stands for all-wheel drive. It's a viscous traction all-wheel drive system that shifts up to 40% of the traction to the front and up to 85% of the traction to the rear. This car is one that we sold new in 2010 in January, so you've got warranty through January of 2013. It's finished in Grigio Telesto, which is one of the rarest colors for a Gallardo. It's a very expensive special paint color option. It's got a Nero Perseus interior with an ad personam configuration of yellow stitching and piping and a few other things that I'll show you inside. When you look at the Gallardo LP560, you see a lot of changes from the regular Gallardo from 2004 to 2008. You'll see a little bit of the Miami nip and tuck on the front and rear with a little bit more angularity, smooth in some lines. We've got LED headlights with daytime running lights and the Y shape around the xenon bulbs. When you look at this car, it's sort of like noticing that a girl you went to high school with just broke into the adult entertainment industry. Everything's pretty familiar, but you just never knew she could look quite that good. Now when you look at the window sticker of a car like this, you get to see exactly how much you can customize a Lamborghini today. Like I mentioned, this car has an ad personam interior. So in addition to the yellow stitching and the black seats that you would normally get in a Gallardo interior without asking specifically for it, this car has the yellow piping. It's got the carbon fiber interior. It's got perforated leather on the seat inserts, on the lower dash, and on the door inserts. It's also got Bluetooth. It's got navigation. It's got iPod preparation. It is an e-gear car. Black carpets, interior carbon package, the branding package, which gets you the logos on the headrest and on the dash. It's got black wheels and the transparent engine bonnet and yellow calipers. It ties it all together in a package that you know you're not going to see anywhere else. So one of the first things that you notice when you get inside of a modern Lamborghini is the room. At 6'5", normally in an exotic car I fit in just about as well as Paris Hilton at the Southern Baptist Convention. But in this, I've got ample headroom, I can achieve a good driving position, I can see everywhere that I need to, and ultimately I'm comfortable, which is something that I certainly couldn't say out of most cars, 5 to 10 years ago. Getting into the seat of a Countach or a Diablo was really like sitting in the lap of a gorilla. It was something that was novel and unique and certainly interesting, but at the end of it, both of you are glad it's over and it wasn't something that you actually want to do again very soon. But that being said, everything in terms of instrumentation, navigation, all the buttons are very much influenced by Audi, which is a good thing. It gives you great control of everything that the car does. Everything is where it should be rather than where something wasn't already, as it might have been in an earlier sports car. But everything makes sense. This is a car that you can, in theory, drive every day, and we've got a lot of customers who do. You can put 10, 15, 20,000 miles a year, and you're not going to have too many reliability concerns, and ultimately it's just going to be something that you're going to enjoy owning, being in, and driving. So, without any further ado, let's start it up and go for a drive. One of the most impressive parts of the startup procedure is in fact the exhaust valves opening. There's 2 valve systems in a Gallardo exhaust, and the first of those is going to actually open at startup to blow out anything that might be backed up or built up during the shutdown procedure of the previous drive. So that's going to start up very, very loud, and then it's actually going to come down to a very nice mellow idle. And so that's something that is going to help with, get you out of the subdivision before all the neighbors call the police, and get you, it actually helps to get by EU noise regulations as well. Now, one thing that you're going to notice about this Gallardo, and about 85 to 90% of the cars that are built today by Lamborghini is that it is a sequential manual gearbox. Lamborghini calls it an E-gear transmission. So I pull both paddles at any time to put it into neutral. I pull the right to shift up and the left to go down. So to ease off from a start, I put the car in first gear and apply consistent throttle, and off we go. The gearing of the car's changed a lot in 2006, and it makes that low-range acceleration a lot easier. And this 5.2-liter V10 has about 560 horsepower, but it's also direct injected, which means that the car has a much broader and smoother torque curve. It's a technology that's new to Lamborghini in 2009, the year this car was built, and it just illustrates another way that the Gallardo has grown up a bit. But as incredible as the car is in a straight line, it truly comes into its own on a road with some curves. The all-wheel drive system working, but it's not interfering with anything you want to do. The car goes precisely where you want it to be, and it never makes you question it. It's a very confidence-inspiring car, and it's one that you never really want to get out of. With the suspension setup and the steering setup on this, the Gallardo LP560, it does exactly what you want to do. I mean, it's as obedient as a German Shepherd as you change lanes or make a handling maneuver, and it sticks like a tree frog to any surface. I mean, you can drive it in the snow or in the rain or in anything that you might want to, and the car's going to go where you point it. It's not terribly tail happy, the handling is very neutral, it doesn't understeer. And actually, one of the things that older Gallardo owners notice most about the LP560 is that everything just happens so much more smoothly. When you accelerate, the gear changes are smoother, they happen faster. You can tell when the clutch is engaging and disengaging, and that all happens much more linearly, much more quickly, and it results in less clutch wear. But the smoothness can actually be a little bit deceiving. When we are used to cars that hit you in the face and make strange noises and bind up and things like that, sometimes it almost just feels like this has become a grand touring car. That's not something that we really need to worry about with the Gallardo. This is a car that does everything well so that you can use it as often as you like, but when you want something more out of it and you really want to let it eat, it will do so. The duality of the car's personality, its ability to fit in and be comfortable and be useful with features like Bluetooth and iPod compatibility, good navigation, a backup camera to see what's behind you, and everything else that makes this car as usable, comfortable, and accessible as it is, doesn't diminish what you want out of it as a sports car. So when you put your foot into it and when you drop it down a couple of gears on the highway, it will get up and run with the best of them. Now, Lamborghinis of today are known for being outrageous and, frequently seen in bright colors like orange and green and yellow. But obviously, as you see with this car, that's not always the case. This car, with its Grigio Telesto paint, is a little bit more subtle. It actually comes across as a little bit more sinister and intimidating because the finish is so unique. It goes from almost a flat gray in low light to an extremely metallic gray when there's some sun on it or some lights in an indoor showroom. So it's one of the most dramatic colors, but it also, particularly with these black wheels that are on the car now, it makes it just look completely different than, say, a Murcielago in orange or a Gallardo Spider in Verde Ithaca. As with any Lamborghini, the performance of the LP560 is its strong suit. It's a car that accelerates well, it brakes well, it handles well. The 0 to 60 time in this car, Lamborghini states it at 3.4 seconds. Now realistically, a lot of magazines have tested it in the 3.2, maybe even 3.1 second range. Regardless, it's extremely quick. It gets off the line fast, it hooks up fast, and the grip from the all-wheel drive system is a real asset to this process. The top speed is, well, let's find out. I'm just kidding. This is a public road, and we would never dream of going 202 miles an hour on it, but that is how fast the car will go. Given enough space and sufficiently lenient local customers. Well, now that we've reached the end of our test drive, I want to thank you for joining us. We'd love to have your business, and we'd love to see you anytime at Lamborghini Atlanta. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. Goodbye.